Okay, today so we are going to make a thing called crack slaw, which is kind of like a staple whenever you're doing low carb. So for that you're going to want to have an onion, garlic, ginger, a chilli, obviously some beef, minced, and shredded cabbage. This is a midweek dinner, so this is something that we make that is really easy. It's whenever you get home from work and you don't have any time to do anything else other than just eat. So this is one really simple, pretty nutritious meal that you can have, and you can really funk it up with a couple of herbs and spices. So I'm going to just get stuck into it and we'll go from there. So let's just take a look at this. So first thing we want to do is get our onion and get it chopped. So, first off, really should sharpen my knives. Next time I go to make another one of these videos, this knife will be sharp. But, let me see. So one onion. So the thing with onions, let me see if I can pull myself around so you can still see me as well. So the thing with onions is they're still high in carbs, so you have to be very careful whenever you're using onions. I try and go for ones, especially white ones, so that they are not really big ones. So they're kind of small. In some cases, you might even want to just have, I don't know, a quarter of an onion. Okay, so that's. Oh, that knife is so. Okay, so that's our onions done. Then a chili. Okay, that's our chilies. And then a couple of garlics. So again, the thing with garlics is that they're still high in carbs, so you just have to kind of watch how many garlic you add. Because this is going to be kind of like a big serving and it's going to last me and my lovely wife for a bit of time, I'm going to kind of go with a few of these. So the easiest way to cut open garlic is basically that. You cut off the wee bum off the end of it, and then once you've done that, the paper just kind of pulls off really easily. Oh my goodness, sitting beside these onions, eyes are sore. So I'll try and make all this kind of prep stuff a wee bit quick because I know it can be a bit boring to watch. So I'm just racing through this. So again, just smash these up, peel off the papers. And to be honest, actually 3 garlic kind of look good for this one. So here's my garlic. Let's chop these up. So because you're frying all this, I don't like to have everything too fine or too small. So you kind of just want to have nice thick pieces. So they're just roughly chopped. So that looks good for the garlic. It smells great already, actually. I just love garlic. Okay, so next to the frying pan situation. Oh no, sorry, forgot about this, which is ginger. So ginger, again, it's another one of those things that does have quite a lot of sugar in it. So we're going to kind of keep the ginger to a minimum. I'm just taking off all the skin off these. Apparently actually keeping the skin to the side with ginger, it makes a really nice tea. Haven't tried it, but apparently it's nice. So again, never cut with a dull blade, which is exactly what I'm doing today. And if I cut myself, I deserve it. But again, it's a weeknight. My wife's coming here in about 15 minutes, so I don't have long to get this cooked and get it ready. So again, roughly chopping the ginger. You can actually cook with the ginger skin on, believe it or not. I always thought that you always had to keep it off, but the ginger skin itself is actually pretty nutritious. So if you ever feel excited, just keep the skin on and just go with it. Okay, so that is just nicely chopped up now. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so first things first, oil in the pan, get the pan going and hot. So gas is on, just full pelt. I need something to stir this with, so we'll go with a wooden spoon today. Oil in the pan, just enough to kind of coat the bottom off it. A nice thing to use with this has to be using coconut oil. So coconut oil gives it kind of that more Asian-y sort of Thai spice, and that's kind of what we're going for here. And we're going to combine in a couple of spices as well with it. So that's going to kind of heat up now. I'm just going to throw in the mince. So the one thing I cannot stand is bad quality mince, and you get so much rough mince here in the UK. Especially like Tesco's and Asda and any of our supermarkets use the worst possible mince. So as and when you can, support your local butcher and get at least some sort of decent quality mince. When we were over in Madeira last year, fantastic place, they had mince which was, you basically picked your section of meat and you went up to the counter and they just minced it in front of you, so you knew exactly what you were getting, because for all I know this could be the eyeball and the ass cheek of some guy. I just don't know, but from experience this mince is probably the best mince that I can buy, so that's what I'm going to stick in. So the oil is now pretty hot and we're just going to add this to the pan. And next thing I'll spin this over. So right now I'm just going to grab some spices from my spice cupboard. So from here I'm going to kind of pick just some things. So I love turmeric, so I'm going to add some of that. I'm going to add a lot of coriander, because usually whenever I'm doing this I would like to have actually coriander with me, but I don't actually have coriander today. Fresh coriander, I mean. We're going to add in some chilli powder into the mix, and small bit of cumin, small bit of cinnamon, and salt, lime pepper, and I think that's probably going to do this. Okay, maybe some chili flakes as well, some garlic granules and some onion salt. So these are kind of all my spices, so I'll do them one at a time. So onion salt, garlic granules, lime pepper, cumin, turmeric, coriander, pink sea salt, or Himalayan salt, actually, sorry, it's not sea salt, chili powder, chilies themselves, and some cinnamon. The reason is that this is all nice and spicy, and then it kind of all gets going. So we'll go back to the pan now. So the mince is all sort of kind of cooking up here. And that takes a while to kind of brown. So while that's doing that, I'm going to add in my onions. Okay, so on this camera I'm going to kind of record what I'm seeing in the pan. Probably in the future I might actually do a top overhead camera, but I'm still kind of cooking at home and I'm trying to do this on a bit of a rush. So here we go with some video. So you can see here that this all needs just to kind of still brown up a bit, but we're definitely getting there. So we'll add some salt and pepper to the mince. Salt and pepper always needs mince. Okay, so now I'm going to add in my onions and kind of get everything else in. So the reason I'm adding my onions kind of late for it is that I don't want my onions to be all kind of caramelized down. I like them to actually have a bit of a bite in them, so you're getting some of the, just like the crunchy raw taste out of them. Just tastes better to me. So then next I'm going to add in my ginger. So that's the ginger in, and of course the garlic. and the chilli. So the nice thing about this ingredient is that it's just so easy to make. So I'll cut back into the phone camera again here. So there you go, that's all the ingredients all in now, all getting ready to sort of combine. So mix all them in. Already you can smell the garlic going off on those, it smells so good. It's so hard doing it with like one hand, but it's keeping me interested. Okay, so that's it going. It's definitely taking shape. So next thing is salt and pepper. So black pepper first. Lots and lots of black pepper, so good for you. It's actually better than turmeric. So many people like really rant and rave about how good turmeric is, which it is, but black pepper's kind of where it's at. So we've got that in. We're going to add in some ground cumin, and that's about half a teaspoon. Lime pepper. Lime pepper, it's just so good. It just adds like this extra sort of zestiness to the whole meal, which is like really what you want. So I add in like way too much, probably about a teaspoon and a half. That's that in. Onion salt, just a small bit. You don't really need it actually, to be honest. I just like to add it just because it's an extra bit of depth on top of just the normal onions. Chilies, we've already added chilies in. I'm just going to put a small sprinkle just for the heat. Coriander, this is pretty important because I don't have fresh coriander, so I'm going to add in quite a lot of dried coriander into the mix. That's that done. I'm going to skip the garlic granules because we've got quite a lot of normal garlic there. The turmeric, I'm going to add in quite a lot of that, so probably about a teaspoon and a half again of that. Pink salt, probably about a teaspoon of that. No, half a teaspoon. Then chili powder, again, just more spice. It's an extra bit of flavour to it, and that's going to be probably about a teaspoon. And then cinnamon. So cinnamon adds that sort of just extra level that you can kind of tell whenever you're eating it, but once it's all kind of cooked down together, it just smells so good. So again, I'm going to take a bit of video on this, and already the smell of this is just so nice compared to what it was a couple of minutes ago. It's really aromatic now, and it just definitely smells so much nicer. So just get all that mixed in. It's lovely. It smells really good. So the last couple of ingredients now from this stage is to add the lettuce. Sorry, when I say lettuce, I mean cabbage. So we're going to add the cabbage in now. And let that cook down. So I'm going to do one more video. So there's the lettuce all in. Looks pretty good. I keep saying lettuce, and I really mean cabbage. It's just been a really late day, and I'm just getting back into work at the moment. So it's cabbage, it's not lettuce. And I just bought a shredded cabbage just because it's easy and it's quick to get a hold of, and it looks pretty good. Okay, so now we've got to this stage. I'm going to add in some coconut butter, coconut oil. Oh my goodness, my language is shocking today. So coconut oil, probably about, I don't know if you can see that, so a good teaspoon and a half, maybe 2 teaspoons worth of coconut oil. Kind of when you're on keto, the more good oils you can add, the better. Sometimes you can even snack on coconut oil if you're that way inclined, so it's actually really just good for you to have. So that smells fantastic. The last thing we're going to add is butter, and the butter kind of makes it all just like a nice sort of savoury, salty sauce, and it's really good. So pretty close to being done. Okay, so here's my butter. And I'm gonna just throw in probably about a tablespoonful of that. That's a healthy amount of butter. So this is my last part, which is just dropping in the butter. So the olive oil and the coconut oils kind of stop that from burning, and it keeps it really nice. So I'm just going to let that kind of all reduce itself down now. It's going to be so good. It smells great already. And just making sure none of it's sticking to the bottom here with the spices that we've added. But once we get the butter down into the bottom here, it's going to kind of coat everything. It's going to all taste great. It smells super spicy. The cumin's really coming through. You can smell the garlic and the fresh ginger. Just everything in this just smells so good right now. So one last video over the top of it. And this is how we're looking now so far. Definitely does look good. Just keep giving that a stir. There's the butter. You can see the butter here. And that's all melting down in, creating that lovely sort of golden glisten over everything. And that, my friends, on a weekday is crack slaw. Really easy to make, really simple to make, and really tasty and rewarding to eat. And it's definitely true on what they say. They call it crack slaw for a reason, is because it's so addictive to eating. You can eat crazy amounts of it, and it's relatively a really healthy recipe to have, especially if you're on keto. You're looking to keep your fats up, you're looking to keep your, there's kind of a good bit of protein in there, but it's still enough to kind of throw you off. There's loads of fibre, there's loads of green, and it's just really nutritious and really, really tasty. So I'm Chris, thanks for watching this far. I'll cut away to my final shot of this once I kind of plate it all up, but thanks for watching this far, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye. So last thing I forgot to actually mention is to add just a small bit of this here, just to add a bit of zing at the end, and mix all that in, and it's so good.
42 and a 42 would be 84. That wouldn't be a pass, but
It's close enough.
it's close enough. You're going in the right direction.
What was that?